Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of Elevate Your Business Visibility 3-Day Challenge. I am so excited to go into this content today. I can't believe it's the last day already. I've had so much fun with you, and it's Friday, so we're going to have some fun today too. So as you join, if you're watching the replay, just write hashtag replay. I'm trying to dull out the noise from my fan over here and my dog barking in the background. She just got back from doggy daycare. I don't know why she still has so much energy. I'm like, go away, quiet down. So hopefully you don't hear those barks through my AirPods. But today we're going to be talking about client converting confidence. I'm going to be teaching you my communicating your brilliance framework. We have so many good things coming on. Hello, yes, Rachel. I saw Natalie. Thank you for testing out my sound with me before. I really appreciate that. We've done so much over the past 3 days, and I have to just say, genuinely, I love the energy of this group. You guys really played full out. You have done all the assignments. I can hardly keep track of all of the comments and the energy, and it's just like this beautiful vortex of pharmacist healers. And I just love the community here and everything that you have been sharing. I'm watching everybody's Facebook Lives and all of that stuff. So I'm really proud of you all, and I'm celebrating you. And no matter what you did, if you didn't go live on Facebook, if you made a micro step forward, I'm celebrating you. It doesn't have to be these huge leaps. And sometimes this work takes time to integrate. So all good. Whatever you got from this challenge, hello, Deanne, whatever you got from this challenge is gold. So you are good. So I just want to go through, so this is what I wanted to talk about first. So before, as people are popping on here, I'm going to be talking about the, communicating your brilliance framework, decluttering. If we have some time at the end, I might throw in a little bonus training. And so I want to kind of take you through the broad vision of what we went through over the last several days. So we went from a high level design of really getting a clear picture on who you serve. And a lot of this you did, as homework. Hello, Nina. You did as homework, you did as assignments, and it was really meant for you to flesh out for yourself, writing out your soulmate client, who you serve, what your current audience is, and 3% of that. We went through all that math together. Potential buyers for your signature offer, seeing what your client's point A is, what is their point B, how to help them through your magic, through your transformation, and being that you are the bridge taking them from point A to point B. Day 2, we talked about the 3-step block clearing exercise and upgrades. We did some tapping. We did so many things over the last few days. And today, again, talking about communicating your brilliance. I'm really excited about this. So just so you know, you don't have to, squirrel to jot down all of this information. I'm going to have a post that's going to come up probably around 6:30 that's going to show you this framework. Hello, Life. No, it's fine, Natalie. Hello, Melissa, Sarah, Victoria. Yes, yes, yes. I want to hear from you. Let's do some engagement here. So what has been your favorite tool or insight that you've learned over the last couple days? I'm just curious. Just write that right in the comments here. And like I said, with this framework, don't worry about, writing everything down right away, because I'm going to give you that framework so that you can use that in your business. So giving all this value and so that you can go ahead and shine your brilliant light out in your business. So let's see, what was your favorite insight? I know sometimes it's tough when someone asks that question, but try to sift through the last few days. We did the money vortex, we did anchors, upgrades, we talked about a little bit of money mindset. What else did we go through? There was just so many things. What was a big aha that you had, or what was your favorite training? I want to hear some things in the comments here before we dive in. And the other thing, while I'm waiting for everybody to write that, hello, Angela Orr, I see you, my beautiful soul. While we're waiting for everybody to type your answers in the chat here, I want you to understand the reasoning behind, and I didn't even understand the reason until it popped in, but the reason why I'm giving the $200. So it's very symbolic. Hi, Janelle. I definitely have blocks and things there. Awesome. Yes, Melissa, I'm just stopped for a break. All right, drive safely, Angela. Okay, so the reason why God drops these ideas in for me, and the $200, three prizes that just came through. And I was like, okay. I didn't realize until today that the reasoning behind it. And it's to show you that money is a motivator. Of course, we need, money to exchange for goods to be able to live and all of that. But when you take action, you get rewarded. And so many times we're so afraid to take action because of these past fears, because of all of the programming, everything that we've gone through in the last 2 or 3 days together. And so what I want you to know is that you actually get rewarded, not only from me in this challenge, but out in the world. So I want you to take that concept that when I take action, I get rewarded. I get abundantly rewarded. So type that in the chat. When I take action, aligned action, when I take aligned action, I get abundantly rewarded. That's another anchor we can set together right here and now. Yes, yes, yes. I love it's allowed to be easy. What I believe is what I will receive. Yes, 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 yes. I love that, Victoria. I'm really glad you got clarity around that. I'll be listening. Yes, awesome, Angela. Okay, so when you take action, you get rewarded, even if it's scary, right? And so I've told you my story. I've, told you how I just quit pharmacy and went all in on my business. And what I will say is that to build a business, if you don't have the inner work, if you don't have that strong foundation of the transformation, the inner work, it's kind of like building a house on quicksand. And this is not to judge if you hired a business coach or whatever, but you need to have a strong foundation. We talked about unshakable the other day, right? Having that unshakable foundation to be able to build on, because if you don't have that, then it's like quicksand. It's like, oh, yep, I can't sustain that, right? So we want to be able for you to energetically hold more money, more clients. And so that's the invitation here, is to not only have the strategy to scale, but have that sustainability that's going to pay off for years to come. And so that's what I want for you, to have that strong sense of, it's even beyond self-love. It's like that strong foundation of being unshakable. And so that is what I'm inviting you into in the Elevate Entrepreneur Academy. And so, in order to build that sustainable business, you need the inner work and the outer work. We've talked about that as well. So just wanted to go through that. Okay. Wow. I love it. When I take aligned action, I get abundantly rewarded. Yeah. Let's anchor that in, just closing your eyes even and feeling that as I say it. When I take aligned action, I am abundantly rewarded. And when you can write that out, and it's like, you're not missing any words in it, because sometimes the brain's like, oh wait, how do I wait aligned, wait, how did you say that? It's because it's not a belief yet. So the more you anchor that in, when I take aligned action, I get abundantly rewarded, right? Anchor that in for yourself. So much of this work is energy. I love how Tiff wrote, she wrote in the group, she was like, I don't know if you guys all saw it. She said, whenever I'm around Christina, all of these things start happening. And I'm like, well, it's because you're in the energy. It's not just about it's not just about being visible. It's about the energy you bring to shine your light out in the world. And Nina, I need to celebrate you big time. I saw your Facebook Live. All of you who did Facebook Lives, good for you, because I know it's not easy, especially if you've been, posting pictures or posting posts and not so much of that. So I really celebrate you there. Opens up self, opens up, yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be talking about decluttering today. So I just want to celebrate you and all of those micro actions that all of you have taken. And it's only been 3 days. Imagine what could happen in 6 months. This is what's possible, right? It's infinite possibilities for you. Okay, so we're going to go into this framework. I'm going to give you an example. And I want to get into the energy of what communicating your brilliance really means. When you communicate your brilliance, you're putting a frequency. It's your unique energy. It's your soul signature that you're putting out into the world. So it's not about copying another coach's strategy. That's why I call this a framework, because it's like you plugging your gifts, your brilliance into a structure that you can then duplicate and start to message out and put your frequency out into the world and attract those soulmate clients. So it's just a framework. It's a guide. It's something that you can use to help, really speak to your clients' hearts, because that's what we want. We don't want to just think from here, like, how can I do this? How can I get more clients? We want to really be in that ooey gooey, juicy, feminine energy. If Jenna's on here, we always talk about that at the Elevate retreat, being in that beautiful feminine heart. And so the energy of this, when you're posting out there, you're putting your frequency, your magic, your messaging to your audience to really speak to their heart, because they're in pain. They're struggling right now, right? They're at that point A, like Victoria said. And then, oh geez, my cat threw up. I just like saw in the chat, my cat threw up. Oh my gosh, wow. So you just had to roll with it, Melissa Hedrick. Wow. Um, so what you're doing is, with this framework, you're communicating your brilliance, taking them from point A to point B. So you're showing them, hey, I'm with you. I understand you from my heart. And it's not just about the what's up here. You're speaking to their heart, and that is what is so magnetic. So what you start with is being in your leadership energy. So you can go back in a lot of my posts in the Monetize Your Magic group, in everything that I do. I think I unconsciously do this sometimes, but this is kind of the framework that I use. It's really being in that bold leadership energy and sharing, the first part of this is sharing your unique philosophy or perspective or unconventional insight, anything like that that is going to stop people from scrolling and be like, oh wait, what, I need to read that. Anything that challenges your client trying to reconnect, it does that at least once. I don't know, like 12 minutes in, it does that. Sorry. So speaking about your unique philosophy, and I know a lot of coaches talk about, like, oh, functional medicine and different things about like energy, like we kind of talked about that yesterday, being very vague about, I'm here to help you have more energy. Well, what is your unique nuanced perspective about that that's going to differentiate and separate you from all the other functional medicine practitioners, right? A big thing that you can do to differentiate yourself is to tell your story. Like I remember I wrote this post probably a few years ago, and it was like the top, my bold leadership energy was, I was having panic attacks, and then it pulls people in to be like, oh wait, what, you have a panic, what, why, what happened? And then it makes somebody curious to keep reading. And I guess this comes too from probably being a writer, but I love helping my clients to develop this kind of magnetic messaging, this communicating your brilliance, because it really does spark something in your future, in your clients. So that's the first part of it. So bold statement, leadership energy. Number two, what you see as the expert. So if you see, I'll say, like, I see a lot of women trying to do XYZ, building their healing business, or if you're doing, weight loss, for example, like I see a lot of women doing XYZ, right? So you're kind of highlighting from your expertise, and you're saying, but it's actually allowed to be a lot easier, smoother, whatever it is that you're helping them to make the path smoother, less bumpy. You're accelerating the path for them. Really get into that. Like, what is your life-changing result and the ripple effects that come from that? So right now we're focusing on what you specifically see as the expert. So you see a lot of people doing XYZ. Then you speak practically to their pain points, painting a picture of what their day-to-day looks like. Not just like, oh, right now you're feeling really fatigued. Well, how does that fatigue show up? Okay, you're waking up and you're feeling just so exhausted. At the end of the day, you're coming home from the pharmacy and you could barely throw a DiGiorno pizza into the oven. Like, adding humor is another big thing that you can do to activate your audience, because it shows that you're human. And when they can picture something like that, like, you probably just laughed when I said that, right? Picturing the DiGiorno pizza, really get into the mindset and the mind of what that person deals with on a daily basis. Do they wake up and they instantly have panic? What is that like for them walking through their day to day? That's how you speak practically to what their pain points are. So let me know if that makes sense. Anyone else? Signal froze. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Give me some. Uh-oh. Give me some hearts. Let me know that you're still here. Okay, good. It's like, uh-oh. Victoria, yeah, sometimes it freezes. Okay. All right, so that was point two. So point three, sorry. So number one, bold statement. Number two, what you see as the expert. Three, practically speaking to their pain points and a picture of what their current reality is. Then sharing what they want. If you were to have a conversation with them just as a friend and you were like, hey, I know you're having this problem right now in your life. What do you think? What is your desired reality? What do you think that you need to get to that desired reality? This is point four, sharing what they practically want in their words. So, with me, as an example, if I were to ask someone who's a pharmacist who's trying to grow a business, what do you want? They're immediately, oh, more clients, right? You want more clients. You want to grow a profitable, sustainable healing business. So saying it in their words, what you really want is da 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 da. What you really want is to wake up to feel like, confident in your skin. You want to wake up and feel excited to, if you're a relationship coach, to see your mate, or to, go on that next date or whatever it is. Like, really get specific about what that person actually wants to wake up to. How do they want to feel throughout their day? Getting into the feelings and the emotions. And again, that comes from tapping into your heart. Something that I do to, I channel a lot of my content. So I meditate every day, and so I'll put my hands on my heart. I actually do this with my clients too. Trish, if you're watching this, I know Trish and I do this in our one-on-one sessions, and I have them just say, like, okay, getting into the energy of this client and just moving from the mind into the heart. And when you feel from that place, it just flows. That's when your content starts to flow. And most of you, I'm guessing, are taking your client from your old point A to your point B of, like, maybe your ideal client is 10 steps behind where you are now. For example, like, maybe you've overcome binge eating, or you've built a business, or whatever that is. So you can really tap into your own story, right? Um, your own inner journey of what that was like to be in pain and to have all of these struggles, and whatever was there for you. So you can tap into that. That's gold. Okay, so number five, bridge sentence. Here's the truth. This is where you step into your leadership energy again. And then you can share another nuance of your philosophy. Like, here's the truth. You might think that you need XYZ, you need da 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 da, and write things down. Like, I don't know, that you need to go on a yoga retreat, or you need this or that. But this is what I found, right? Leaning in and having that energy tying you to the solution. That's point seven. Here's how my X, your signature program, helps XYZ, whatever that life-changing result and the ripple effects are, right? So I'm going to go through this again, so don't worry about, like, where are we? So tying you to the solution, and then giving a little bit of benefits of, what is it, what is their reality going to look like after working with you? Is it going to be a lot? Are they going to feel a lot lighter? Are they going to experience a new renewed sense of freedom? Get into the feelings, and I would be curious to see what those feelings are. How does your ideal client want to feel? Post some comments in the chat here. Okay, and then the last part. So, and again, this is fluid. So, if you wanted to explain, say it was like a launch post, you could say after point seven, um, doors are closing, or, enrollment is now open, or whatever you want to say. And then point eight is call to action. So drop an emoji if this resonates, click here to learn more, direct message me, and we'll chat to make sure it's an aligned fit. So you kind of have this beautiful post that's speaking directly to your clients' hearts. It's showing your level of expertise, what you've seen. It's taking them through their pain points, like, hey, sis, I get you, right? The pain points. Then you're sharing, and this is what you really want. Right now, you may think, that's the next part, you may think that this is what's going to solve your problem, but it's actually this, right? It's unconventional, which I know a lot of us are here. So I'm weird with you. I'm good. Melissa Hetrick. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And then, bridging back to your program, and then giving that call to action. So feeling confident, aligned with their skills. Yes, living their truth. I love that, Marina. And like they're appreciated for the work they're doing. Beautiful, satisfied. Janelle, I really feel into that with you. I love how specific you're getting. If you're watching the replay, post some comments too on here because I'm going to come back probably more so on Monday because I am going to take some time off, but I'm going to take a look at what everybody's posting here. So I'm going to give you an example from one of my recent posts, actually, and I'm going to stop and just give you, the different parts of this framework. So you guys have probably all seen this one. So done being the good girl in your business, you're like immediately, ooh, yes, I'm done. I'm done being, right? Introduction, bold leadership energy. So then I went and said, this has been a big topic in client conversations and on our release and rise call last night. Many of us were taught to, so what I see as an expert, right? Be nice so that we would be good little girls and not rock the boat or have others not like us. Dim our light so we wouldn't make others feel bad or feel like we're bragging. Not make others uncomfortable so we charge less, barter services, or give discounts. Say yes even when we don't want to do something and really want to say no. So I'm painting a picture of what that pain point actually looks like. What does a good girl syndrome actually look like? And I'm painting a picture of practically what that looks like. When we were young, we got punished when we went against the rules. We got rewarded when we went with the rules. As a result, we became less and less of ourselves to receive love, attention, and approval from others, thus leading to this good girl syndrome. So again, showing a level of expertise. Hey, I get you. I understand you. Here's the bridge sentence here. Here's what I've learned about good girl syndrome. It doesn't work for your business. And this is where I challenge my audience, right? It's not just like unicorns and rainbows and all this stuff. It's actually good for you to challenge your audience a little bit. And you can even say, like, you've probably seen me do this before. I usually preface with like like with love. I say this with love so your audience knows where you're coming from. And then I said, in fact, I'd go as far as to say it can drastically diminish your income and impact. So really like, boom, this is how it's impacting you, right? Yesterday we talked about cost and how it's costing you in your business. Transformation involves deprogramming all the bullshit we learned about being good, putting our needs last, not setting boundaries, etc. So you're setting up my philosophy. And I tell on myself all the time, I'm like, I've had to work on this constantly too, by the way. And then I track a lot of rebel pharmacists. They are good girls who really crave. So I kind of shifted it from this framework, but I'm saying what you want, right? You really want to be a badass, to be their badass, confident, authentic selves. They want to show up boldly and unapologetically to shine their light and courageously be seen in their brilliance. They're the rule breakers in a good way, the misfits, the women who want to disrupt the status quo to make a huge impact in the world. If this is you, right, you're in the right tribe. And I have something exciting coming in February. This was in allusion, prefacing the Elevate Entrepreneur Academy that you'll want to be a part of. So connecting it back to me, right? Back to my offer. So, and then the call to action was, who's ready to take off the good girl mask? Can I get an amen? And I got a lot of amens from that. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Polarizing. Exactly. Because here's what happens, and my coach talks about this too. And I've heard about it from a lot of other people. If you're too like, and it's great if you talk about health and you're teaching your audience and you're educating. There's a time and place for educational posts, but you really want to lean into those edges, like those growth edges that your ideal client might not be thinking about. You want to be unconventional. You want to give them something like food for thought, like, wow, that really made an impact on me. That really had me sit back and think. And it activates somebody, be like, oh, that person, because of the leadership energy, because of the framework, that's when you'll see people slide into your direct messages and be like, oh, hey, I loved your topic or whatever you said, right? So and again, you can adjust this to whatever feels right for you, but this is very powerful. And again, I want to share with you how, and this is funny that Tiff actually, posted today, and she was saying that whenever she's in my energy, that good things happen, because I'm actually going to share about her testimonial right now, because she was someone who came to me, and I immediately saw her brilliance. Like when I work with people, I can see their light. I don't know if that makes sense, but I can just feel their energy. I see the best in them. And I saw how talented she was. And Tiff, I hope you're watching this so that you can just receive all the love I'm about to share about you. So Tiff came to me and she was a full-time retail pharmacist and she's a personal trainer and helps people to get out of pain. And when we first started working together, she was struggling to communicate her brilliance and had some fears around being visible on social media. And she had tried organically to just grow her social media accounts. She wasn't seeing the results that she wanted to be able to quit her pharmacy job. Well, after the tweaks that, in the inner work and the strategies that we went through, she was a one-on-one client, did the Elevate membership, came to the retreat, actually both Elevate retreats. She transformed and she started showing up in her brilliance. She called in more clients. She 10x'd her coaching salary, her coaching income. So I want to celebrate. We need some claps, some like go Tiff, because that's amazing. And because she went all in on it. So she 10x'd her coaching income. She moved to part-time pharmacy work and she manifested her own gig at this gym to work with more one-on-one clients. So this is how, yes, this is how this work translates, and I've given some different examples of how this inner work and the strategies, because again, it's not just about the inner work, it's also, okay, how do we scale? And we talked about that. We went through a lot of that in the last 3 days, just kind of surface level, like this is how you can scale. But again, you need that solid foundation. Okay. So what I want to go into next, actually, hold on. I want to just take a minute and celebrate Tiff here. Go Tiff. Yes, keep shining. Yes, yes, yes. Tiff, you're getting tons of love in this chat. I love it. Okay. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. Actually, I want to see if anybody has questions on this before I'm like a teacher this weekend or this week. So any questions on this framework? And you'll have time to go through this. Actually, that's going to be one of your homework, your assignments, is to actually write a communicating your brilliance magnetic messaging post before 5 o'clock tomorrow, because this is going to count towards whoever's going to win the 3 prizes. So I'm excited for that. Yes, I am, Victoria. Yep, it's going to be in there. Cool. Okay. So if there's no other questions, so I'm going to go on to the last part, which is about decluttering your emotional and physical energy to free you up for abundance. Okay, so everything is energy. We kind of talked a little bit about this on the summit with tapping and, clearing out the emotional energy. We talked about that yesterday with forgiveness work, Ho'oponopono. I'm actually curious to see if anybody tried that out, the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's extremely powerful. And I've heard so many different clients and people talk about the power of it. It's kind of like cutting cords, if you've ever cut cords before. But it just frees you up for so much more energy that you can then use in your business. And so that's one aspect of this, of like decluttering, emotionally decluttering, going through all of these different layers. And that's what we're really going to be doing in Elevate Entrepreneur Academy, is helping you go through different layers of peeling back stories about money, negative consequences, all of these things that are kind of locked inside, that dim our light, that don't allow us to really shine at that level 9 or 10. So if you're ready to go from, averaging at like a 3, 4, 5, wherever, there's always room for growth and expansion to get up to that 9, 10 and consistently show up that way. This is the work, the inner work that you can do to help you to get to that goal, get to that desired reality. And then there's also physical things that you can do, right? Decluttering. I know I saw Deanne was talking about this. So don't get overwhelmed with this, but you can just take even your office, like take it one day at a time. If you're the type of person that gets really overwhelmed with like, oh my God, it's not cleaning. I'm thinking of Marie Kondo. She talks about tidying up. It's just throwing away, like, I'll give some examples. I actually just decluttered my safe box because I had to go get something out of there, and I still had checks with my ex-fiance's freaking name on it. And in my mind, I'm like, how do I still have this? But they were just blank checks in there. So I just went through and ripped them all up, and threw them in the garbage. But that's very symbolic, because if you're holding on to old memories, old, even clothing, we talked about clothing. I know a lot of you said you want to upgrade your wardrobe. That's very symbolic, because it's clearing space to invite something new into your life. So if you think about, say, this metaphor, you have a full closet of clothes and you cannot stuff one more coat in that closet. That's energetically what happens when we have these blocks, right? So beginning by doing the inner work, doing the physical decluttering, it opens up space in your life for more things to flow in. And so you've even seen that probably within the first day of going around your house and finding gift cards and doing different things like that. So you could just pick an area of your house, whether it's your office. I kind of have different areas to declutter here on page 15, if you look there. Your office, electronic files. It could be anything like unsubscribing from specific, like maybe things that remind you of your last business, as an example, or going into your drawers and throwing out old business cards. I actually found old business cards too. I was like, oh, like that's gotta go. My old Enlightened Wellness business cards. So decluttered my job. Yes, declutter. Rachel, you're funny. Yeah. So what this does is it frees up your energy to be able to use that in your business, and it also clears, it clears that energy and that block that could be preventing you from calling in new clients. Something else that I do is I go through my old client, like I have an accordion folder, old school, because I actually take notes whenever I have client calls. And so whenever I'm done with a client, I actually put it in a different spot to signify, like, okay, I'm ready for, more clients to come in. So that's very symbolic. Anything that you can do based upon the desire that you have, like if you're wanting more clients, what can you declutter around your office or your business or client files? Think of something like that. Take off my Indeed. Yeah, that's great. Indeed resume. I've been working on organizing and deleting photos. Ooh, that's a big one. I really like that. I agree. Decluttered stress. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So decluttering your wallet and purse. Again, we talked about yesterday how that's in my mind, your wallet, your purse, those are the things that symbolize to the universe, hey, this is how I view money. So are your bills all crumpled up in there? Do you have like old gift cards that from Bath and Body Works that are expired, or old stuff? Just go through and take some time and just clear that out. I need to do my office. It's a mess. Yeah. Um, yeah, there you go. Boom. Business upgrade. Love it. Yeah, a lot of these kind of bleed into the other, right? So if you're decluttering, you need something new to bring into your life, right? So you can recycle, discard, donate. I have a bunch of books actually that I need to donate. And just think of those little things that can free up some energy for you. So that's a really simple way that you can declutter your office, to go through each room in your house, whatever that is for you that you want to free up some energy around. So very symbolic. I'm excited to hear about your energetic upgrades and everything that you do there. Okay, so it's 6:33. So who's ready for a little bonus fun here? I'm just gonna kind of go off the cuff. If you are, say me, me, me. It's Friday. I want to have fun. Why not? Okay, there we go. Nina, I see some love from Nina. Say me, me, me. I'm excited. Okay, so I want you to think about, we're shifting gears now to talk about money. So we're going to be talking about money, money, money. Okay, so I want you to imagine, me, me, me. Yes, I love the excitement. Okay, so I want you to imagine that money is a person. And it's a relationship that you have with, say, it's a guy that's standing right here, and it's like a, physical guy, and money is your boyfriend. Over the last month, how would you say you've been treating your boyfriend? How have you been treating money? Have you been controlling? Are you trusting money? Are you trying to say, like, where are you? Well, like, why aren't you here? Right? That kind of that desperation. And we're just being completely honest here. Where are you at? Say that, because this is how you recalibrate your relationship to money. How have you been to money? Or are you avoiding it? You're like, I don't want to look at my bills. I don't want to look at you. I don't, right? So think about if money was an actual man or woman or whatever, and you were like, I don't want to look at you. I can't. I'm too scared, right? I ignore it, but controlling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how is money then, looking from money's perspective? If money was your spouse or your partner, he'd be like, well, like, I try to come in, but then you just don't want to look at me. So how do I, right? So it's that energetic perspective that I really want you to lean into here. Ignoring them, yeah, like, money, yeah, what, I don't want to look at you right now. Like, avoiding looking at your bills, or being like, fuck, I have to spend money on this, or whatever that story is. Just really get into that. I love how you're all being trying to keep him all to myself. Oh, Sarah, ignore it, but controlling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to keep him all to myself because I need to grip and control, and right. And we make light to lighten it up. It's like, oh, it's okay. What if I actually had a relationship where, like, I could spend money, and then guess what? When you do that, the channel clears, and then more money can flow. But we don't see it that way, right? Because of the way we were programmed, because of the beliefs from our family and mom and dad, and collective energy of how people look at money, that it's like the be all end all, and I need to make money and I need to hold on to it, right? Avoiding, ignoring them, wondering, why are you never around? Meanwhile, you're like hiding in the dark, you're hiding in the closet, like, to hide from it. You're like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at my bank statement. Spending late to make. Yes, yes, yes. So investing, right? So investing that time with money, investing the energy. I'm scared if I give money away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. I totally get that. So what I'm feeling into is, if I'm scared if I give money away that it won't come back. So this is where trust comes in, right? It's kind of like, so let's again go back to the relationship with this entity, this man, spouse, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. So if you were like, to your husband, oh, I don't want you to go to work because what if you don't come back? It's like, of course he's going to come back. That's the level that you need to, be anchored in. Like, of course he's going to come back, because you are always supported. Money just supports you. And again, I posted something in the group about neutralizing money, because we have so many stories and drama and this and that. And if you just let that go, if you neutralize the meaning around money, then it flows to you. And it happens to me. So I've been doing, coaching for 10 years. This is the needle mover. When you can feel neutral and you're like, I'm good either way. Like, when I get on, or if I talk to someone and I'm like, hey, or if someone wants to coach with me, I'm like, hey, I have this great thing. And if you want to join in on the fun, cool. If not, then, like, you could still be part of my community. That's fine. That's the level of neutrality that is so magnetic, because it's like, think about when you were dating, right? When you were, back in college or high school, or, whenever, and you were like, oh yeah, this guy likes me. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you can come if you want. Like, yeah, that's fine. But if you're like, please come, I don't want you to leave, da, 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 right? When you get into that energy, money's like, oh, it's too much, right? And again, I say this with complete just levity, to allow us to let go of that grip, right? Because we do have such a grip, like, oh no, I can't let him go, because, like, he won't come back. And the more that you control, the more you push it away. So the more you try to grip and control, and you don't trust, that's when it's like, oh no, then I'm not going to come near you. But if you're like, I love you, money, I know you're going to come back to me at the end of the day because I just trust you, right? Don't be a needy girlfriend with my money boyfriend. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, my money boyfriend looks like the green giant. Try trying not to let the secret fears and worry creep in. Hmm. Can't say I always feel neutral. I do have still a day job. Here's the thing, and Melissa, we talked about this. So, say that everything got taken away. Say, I'm going to use myself as an example, and my coach really, anchored this in for me the other day. You don't need to rely on, like, you're always going to be supported. Like, even if my business fell apart, God would find another way to support me. I would go back to pharmacy. I'm not going to go on the stripper pole, but I'm going to find another way, right? And so that's the level of, like, just trust. And that's why I believe that when you recalibrate the relationship with support, with trusting and leaning on God, or the universe, again, this is not spiritual, this is spiritual, not religious. When you lean on God and you're like, I surrender my business to you, that's support. And when you do that, you're not in that gripping, controlling, forcing, oh no, I can't, yeah, like, I need you. It's it's just easy peasy. And so when you anchor, we go again. Okay, sorry. When you anchor into your feminine essence and you just lean and you're like, I'm good either way. And you have that queen crown on, because when you go like this and you lean forward and you're like, I need money, it falls off, right? When you can just sit in your power, be unshakable, and be like, that's cool. Like, if I get that client, I'm not attached. That attachment to money is what makes us grip. And the masculine programming that we've had around it, needing to control, force, I need to hold on to it. When you actually let go of that grip, and I know it's scary because as pharmacists, we love control. I love control too, but it never works. Whenever I just surrender, I just say, and I said this today to God, I was like, I just surrender my business to you. Whatever will is yours is mine, because this is not really my business. This is being channeled through me. That's the level of trust that I have. That's cool. Like, if I put a launch out and two people buy or 200 people buy, I still love myself, because again, for that foundation, you need to have that strong foundation, not only in yourself, but leaning on something bigger than yourself. And that is the invitation that I'm inviting you into. If you learn nothing else from this 3-day visibility challenge, it's to really know that you are always supported. And when you look for things in your external environment, you got this challenge. You have people who support you. You have, gift cards that you find, or little things. When you wire your subconscious to look for these miracles, they start showing up for you. And so it's really about energetically, how are you showing up? And that's what I find is a big block with a lot of entrepreneurs. It's that, oh, I can't ask for that. You have so many blocks around money that that's preventing you from getting to where you want to be. So are you going to grip and control and, hold on to fear? Or are you going to try something different and actually lean on faith to know that it always works out? No matter what happens, you're going to be fine, right? So I want to hear what you think about that. Don't be a needy girlfriend. Yes. So how do you want to have a different relationship with money? So if you weren't needy, what would that look like? What would that feel like? Like, oh, I'm cool. Yep, I'm good. Either way. What I'm trying to develop is on the sides. I'm getting making money. Help me calm a bit. Yep. I'm curious. How would you like to be with money? What would it feel like to actually be free? To be free with it? That is another key nuance that has gotten me to where I am. Faith over fear. Since, yeah. And you're still going to be supported, Nina. And here's the thing too that I want to highlight. I want you to be open to, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. anchor that in the comments here. Because if you're only like, but I can only get it through, I can only have a money channel through my business, then that's what the universe here is like, oh, okay, well, then that's the only way. But if you have multiple money channels, imagine that, right? I've created 15. I have, passive income products, surveys, different things, affiliate marketing, all of these things. That's how you open your channels to be able to receive more. And so being able to affirm that and say money can come to me in expected and unexpected ways. Yes, 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 Nina, I love it. It allows you to open up to however it's going to show up. Like Melissa, you found that dime in your your mask the other day. That was so great. So just be open to it. When I felt less than, here we go. I attracted crap men. Being alone, I attracted, there you go. Yep, exactly. So you have to be cool either way, neutral. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that I give you some extra value. Yes, I love it. Well, you all have been amazing. I have enjoyed every single day seeing the growth in just 3 days. It's truly remarkable. And you see the power of this community. So I don't even know where I had my notes up and then all of a sudden, hold on just a minute. All of a sudden they went away. I don't know how that happened because I want to make sure that I'm getting everything that I have to say to you. Okay. So assignments for the challenge. Okay. So number one, post your communicating your brilliance content by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So what you're going to do, you'll look at the framework. It should have been posted already in the group. You'll write your communicating your brilliance content post it on Facebook. Make sure you're tagging me. A lot of you are tagging, or you're doing the hashtags, but you're not tagging my personal page or a personal Facebook. So make sure you're doing that so I can see. And then the second part of it is comment with an example of how you would share about your heart-centered business if you were already embodied in your light. So this is stretching you to that next level version of you. Oh, absolutely. Perfect timing. Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. I love you all so much. Um, okay, so those are the two assignments. That's also going to be in the group, so don't worry about that. And then we will be selecting the 3 winners. Again, I'm going to give you until 5 o'clock tomorrow to post, your content so that you have some time to really think and digest it. But we will be picking those winners, and I will be, or Rachel, either Rachel or myself will be announcing it tomorrow night. And so I will be available tonight until about 8 o'clock. So if you have questions about Elevate Entrepreneur Academy, again, I'm neutral about it. So if you want to just talk to me, no strings attached, and just say like, hey, I just have a question. Or if you have questions for me, I am opening up my calendar, my time for the next hour or so. And then I'm going to be taking off some time until Monday. So if you have questions about anything of the Elevate Entrepreneur Academy, I would be happy to answer them. I love you all. I love this community, and I can't wait to stay connected with you and to see all of your growth. This group is going to be open until next week on the 23rd, and then we're going to be closing it out so that I can fully serve the people coming into the Elevate Entrepreneur Academy. But thank you so much for being here with me. I love you, and I will see you soon. Have a good night.